Super Adventure Box is an incredible activity full of many different secrets, hidden areas, and references. And today I want to highlight my favorite secrets that you can find throughout the box. Be it special hidden areas with secrets riddled within, or interesting incidents hidden behind special interactions, or fun little details not even in the game itself. So let's get started. In the number 10 spot is the Test Zone Underwater Room. This is a hidden area found in the Test Zone, which is a newer area that is basically testing out things for World 3 of Super Adventure Box. This entire area is really fun and has a bunch of cool locations, but this underwater area is just incredibly special. It starts with a bauble sitting in some water. This seems pretty normal as you can often wade through water that is sitting still, but as you approach the bauble, suddenly you fall through the earth since the bauble was sitting out in the open air with no actual ground underneath it. Which that itself is a fun trap, but it leads to a really fun underwater area, and this area isn't actually underwater, it just looks and kind of feels like it. Since Super Adventure Box is a massive jumping puzzle, having actual swimming would not work super well, so you have some low gravity and special effects that are pretty unique to this area. And as you climb up out of here, you can explore a fun little mine area and then break back out into the rest of the test zone to see some cool areas as well. In the number 9 spot is the hidden website message. This is a super unique secret because it's not found in the game and is actually found on a website. If you go to the release page of the Super Adventure Festival and either inspect or view page source, you can find a hidden message that reads, "If you can read this, you should be playing Super Adventure Box. Waffles exist in every dimension. I can do the funky moa. The char stole every towel. I am the color orange. The best way to train is to strengthen your brain. I've been coding for 42 straight hours. Please bring me water. Waiter, there is a bee dog in my soup. Hush, or everyone will want one. Dear hero, Princess Miya here. I'm sorry we didn't finish our picnic, but I've been learning how to make pages. Love, Miya." And I just find hidden details like this always super fun, and it fits perfectly in with what Super Adventure Box is. In the number 8 spot is Moto and Miya. We just read a hidden message from Miya, but let's talk about who this character is. Princess Miya is the damsel in distress who is kidnapped by Lord Vanquish at the start of World 1, Zone 1. We've heard this story before, but the entire story of the Super Adventure Box loosely follows this specific story step, and you're basically just trying to rescue the princess. And, of course, this entire adventure was created by the legendary Asuran engineer by the name of Moto. You can find Moto out in Radasum and also see his appearance inside of the box alongside his alternate appearance in the Game Over room. But if you look at Moto and then look at Miya, you may see some similarities, but it is expressed over and over that Miya is not Moto in a wig. It's just not true. It's not true. It's not. But if you take a look at the mini Moto item, you can combine it in the Mystic Forge with Princess Miya's wig, tiara, and dress in order to create the mini Princess Miya. Additionally, if you look at the painting of Moto decoration, you can see a nice little portrait of Moto. But if you turn it around, you will see Miya? Interesting. In the number 7 spot is the Banana Room. This is a special hidden area found in Zone 3 of World 2. I love this zone alongside the other World 2 zones a lot because of how massive they are and how many different hidden areas there are. The Banana Room can be found off the beaten path as you go through the more difficult part of this zone. Inside of the spike maze, before you get to the massive gold puzzle area, you can find a wall partway through and you can play the Gatekeeper Lullaby on your flute if you have learned the song by pressing 332, 331. Doing this will open up the wall that leads to a hidden room with a large maze. If you can navigate through the maze, you eventually enter a massive open area filled with a bunch of bananas. These are some mobs that you can find elsewhere, but this place just has so many of them. They do the peanut butter jelly time dance and will throw ice cream at you, which is fun. If you fight and defeat all of them, another little hidden area is revealed with a villager as well as the Shatter Serenade song that is important for other things in the box. I just love this area a lot, but a fun little detail here is that there was going to be a giant banana mini boss in this room, and I really wish that that had made it into the game. I love the Yeti mini boss and wish we had more stuff like that. In the number 6 spot is Shopception. This is a combined hidden area and funny little secret that can be found in Zone 3 of World 1. As you progress through the zone, you can find some short but very wide waterfalls with green water flowing over it. There are a few lily pads on the water that can help orient yourself to get into this little area, where you can find the entrance to a secret shop behind the waterfall that you can jump into. Super Adventure Box is full of secret little shops like this, so this particular one isn't too out of the ordinary, except there is more than meets the eye. In the center of the room is a classic looking rug that you can burn, which will reveal a floor that you can then use a bomb on top of to create an opening. You can then drop down the hole to enter a brand new area with another shop. This shop is much more unique since you can buy some baubles in here, but the purple bauble is really the only one worth getting. In the back corner of the shop, you can see a waterfall covering a wall that you can then bomb. Doing so will allow you to enter a third shop. This time, a furniture shop with some furniture coins. I just love the fact that this is a shop inside of a shop inside of a shop. It truly is Shopception. But a fun little detail as you go through here is that the shop music slows down more and more as you enter each shop. In the number 5 spot is the Genie of the box. This is kind of an interesting one that really isn't a secret, but many new players have no idea what this is. This is a friendly NPC who can be found in Zone 1 of World 3. Now this is immediately interesting because World 3 does not really exist. We have a test zone for World 3, but it is only a test zone and isn't a fully fledged Zone 1. And we could only access a small little trial area of Zone 1 during the back to school update all the way back in 2013, meaning this is cut content from the game that I definitely hope we see in the future. This is a pretty interesting model who also happens to suspiciously look a lot like Moto. We saw the Jin reintroduced to Guild Wars 2 in the Path of Fire expansion 4 years after we first experienced this character, who is pretty similar to them. And the purpose of this character was to basically guide players to do a little bit of open world story connected to the Super Adventure Box, where you enter Keto's lab, which is Moto's former lab, and you can experience a super interesting cutscene. Much like the Genie of the box, this is content that has also been cut from the game and you can no longer play, which I do hope we get to see a little bit more of this in the future, especially since I actually never did this. I played the 2 original releases of Super Adventure Box when they were live content, and I beat World 1 during the first one, but during the second release, I don't think I ever actually beat World 2, and I did so for the first time when the Super Adventure Festival was properly introduced to the game. So I never explored the sparkling pools, chatted with the Genie of the box, and went to Keto's lab. In the number 4 spot is Moto's finger room. Out of all of the Super Adventure Box, this is a secret that is one of the hardest to get to. There are a ton of upgrades that you can get all over the box that can help you out as you progress, replay, and complete everything within the box. And if you acquire Moto's Breath from World 1, which is a powerful elite skill, you can acquire an upgrade known as Moto's Finger, which improves that elite skill a lot. But to get to it, you have to return to Zone 3 of World 2 once again, progress through the harder path almost to the end, and do a lot. You have to jump across these disappearing clouds, so you have to continuously make the jumps. As you do this, the clouds go down multiple paths with some forks, so you have to figure out or remember which path to take as you do this. And third, as you're doing all of this, you have to time your Gatekeeper Lullaby song, which is 332, 331, if you have learned it. You have to start far enough away so you have time to play the entire song before running out of clouds, but you have to be close enough to the wall in order for it to pick up your song. Ultimately, this is just a lot of timing, jumping, and multitasking that can be pretty hard for players who are less great at jumping puzzles. But in the end, you can explore a super fun area with multiple hidden rooms alongside the special Moto's Finger upgrade. In the number 3 spot is the Super Adventure Box Cat. One of the most popular activities in Guild Wars 2 is the Hungry Cat Scavenger Hunt, where you can unlock a ton of cats from all across Tyria inside of your home instance and homestead, one of which is exclusive to the Super Adventure Box and is technically a B-Dog found in Zone 2 of World 2. Through the harder path in the game, you have the massive Gong Puzzle Pagoda. This is a massive, windy area full of deadly spike traps that is one of the hardest areas to navigate through, and is mandatory if you're doing the Tribulation version of this zone. But if you navigate all the way to the top, you can unlock this cat. Except, this is the Hungry Cat Scavenger Hunt. You can't come up here empty-handed. You have to bring a piranha all the way from way earlier in the zone. Piranhas, of course, will jump out of your hand if you don't drop it down on the ground and pick it back up frequently enough. Meaning you have to progress through the zone and get to this point, backtrack a decent ways to pick up a piranha, carry it through a lot of the zone while dropping it and picking it up every now and then, navigate through the entire gong puzzle without dying, and then feed the piranha to the cat. Upon doing so, you unlock the cat in your home, which is a fun little yellow cat with a bauble collar. Definitely worth the effort. In the number 2 spot is the wooden beams area in the test zone. As far as hidden secret areas found throughout the box, this is definitely my favorite location. In the newer test zone area, you can find the massive chasm with a bunch of waterfalls, broken bridges, and a ton of monkeys everywhere. The spot as a whole is just super fun to navigate through and also looks super beautiful. But you can climb into a secret little area through the waterfalls where you reach an interesting little spot. Then you have to jump up on all of the rocks before making a big leap back through the waterfall. From there, you just have to navigate through a tiny area and you eventually reach an incredible area. There is a massive cave filled with a bunch of crystals, a ton of scaffolding all around here that come together to look incredible in the cave. And there are a lot of different types of jumps, twists, and turns. You have some regular style jumps, but you also have to do some air strafing, and you have to be very careful with your feet to not fall off. As you climb all the way up, you can reach a chest with a red bauble inside, and all in all, this entire area is just incredible looking and has a bunch of super fun jumps. But now for the number one spot, for my favorite secret in all of the Super Adventure Box, and it just has to go to the Bun-nado. The first two zones of World 1 are super charming and have a lot of those classic fantasy plains and forests vibes, kind of like a version of Queensdale that is pixelated. And as you complete the first ever zone, you obviously go to the second zone and begin a brand new adventure in a completely separate area that you were just in. And at the start of the zone are a bunch of fun, cute little bunnies just hopping around this area. I do enjoy the vibes as you enter this peaceful spot before heading off further into the dark woods, but there is a secret. The bunnies, like most other creatures in the Super Adventure Box, can be attacked by the player. If you choose to attack them and keep attacking them and slaughter a bunch of the bunnies here, you may regret your decisions. Because as you do so, a giant Bun-nado will form as the bunnies spin around and try to bite you while knocking you down. First of all, this is super scary, especially when you experience this for the first time. You just happen to be hitting bunnies and suddenly a massive Bun-nado appears to return the favor. But second of all, this is just super cool looking. It's a super unique model compared to everything else in Guild Wars 2, and the closest we see elsewhere is the Chick-nado and a Dry Top. And of course, many people probably know of Shark-nado, but this secret is just super random, surprising when you experience it for the first time, is just super fun, and is my favorite secret in all of the Super Adventure Box. And that's my list. I hope you enjoyed. Super Adventure Box is filled with secrets, and I always love to explore the Super Adventure Box just because of how many fun things can be found within. If you enjoyed this type of video, but don't particularly like Super Adventure Box, feel free to check out my top 10 secrets in Guild Wars 2 video. I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Have a good one, everyone.